Hello, 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 hello. Welcome everyone to this Moon Day Musings with Lisa. My name is Lisa Lyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. You can find me on social media, Wisdom of the Heart, and my website is lisalyle.com. So, welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Whew, how are we all doing? How are we all doing? It is now October the 3rd. We are the third day into October, a new month, new energy. And I have to say that the energy's been rather interesting. I first want to say thank you to all of you who ordered your yearly readings. You will have your last quarter of 2022 messages by the end of Wednesday. Those will be out to you. So thank you. I really appreciate your love and support and your allowing me to be of service to you. If you are interested in your 2023 month by month intuitive energy forecast, I have been guided to until the end of this week. So October the 8th, until October the 8th so Thanksgiving weekend. We're moving into Thanksgiving here in Canada. Until the end of Thanksgiving weekend, I will still offer the bonus readings of the third quarter of 2022 if you book your reading this week. So I will drop the link in the description box below. So, how are we all doing? Mercury has now stationed and is beginning that forward motion again. So, we should start to feel things, communication, pick up steam. And we do have some other planets that will be moving direct this month. So, October feels like a month where there's going to be a lot of forward movement. We're going to what may have felt sort of stagnant and stuck in the previous month or 6 weeks or so will begin to feel like there's some momentum moving forward. I do have to make an announcement here before I go any further, just so I can get it off my head. I have been excitedly sharing my new book with all of you in the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, when I received my print copies last week and spent the time to read through, I found a handful or so of typos in this book. So I'm not happy about that. And I apologize to any of you who received a copy of the book with typos. Although my girlfriend just sent me a text and kind of put a positive spin on it and said she may have a priceless, unlimited first edition of the book. So that's good. I have pulled both of my volumes off of Amazon for the time being. They will be back up there. Volume 1 and 2 will be back up at the end of this week, typo free. I've spent the last 2 days going over the transcripts with a fine tooth comb, and I'm happy to say there are no errors going forward. It's just a matter of processing, going through the process to get the clean versions up there. So if you did invest, and thank you if you did, in a copy of Playing in the Deep prior to today's date or yesterday's date. I pulled them on the 1st of October. So if you invested in a copy prior to October 1st, please reach out and let me know, and I will send you a copy of Volume 2 free of charge, although I will ask you to pay the shipping. So please do reach out to me if you did buy this before October 1st. And if you did, thank you so much. I really greatly appreciate your support. I mean, the typos aren't the end of the world. It just, I wasn't happy when I saw them, and I really wanted to lay in a heap on the floor and cry my eyes out. I didn't, though. I didn't. I did what needs to be done, and I went through both volumes with a fine-tooth comb. Volume 3 hasn't been printed yet, so that is great. That's great. So that said. Oh, thank you, Julie. Thank you. Okay, so as now that that's all out of the way, now we're going to get into what we may be feeling this week as the energies, as Mercury begins to move direct, perhaps communication. I love Mercury retrograde, by the way. I'm a Virgo, and so it's my ruling planet. And I look at Mercury retrograde as an opportunity a few times a year to really go inward and sort of reflect on the previous quarter of my life and to see where I may need to redirect or refocus my energy going forward. So some people, though, and a lot of people I know, seem to have a really negative view of Mercury retrograde, and it's always like, oh, Mercury's retrograde and the communication's all messed up, and technology's not great. I don't have those same feelings around it. So, but if you do, and you have been feeling communication out of sorts or misunderstandings with others, things are likely going to clear up for you now. Oh, this is beautiful. As we move into this week, and it's the surrender card, and it's the number 26, which is 8. And, that's really what I had to do this weekend when I realized that there were errors in the book, like typos. I was horrified, actually, really, that when I saw them, and I didn't know what to do. I felt a little bit embarrassed, and I was like, oh my gosh, like really beside myself, as if it was the end of the world, which it's not. These things happen even with big publishing houses. A friend told me this morning as well. So my friends are very kind. In the future, to my friends and family and anybody, if I put anything out there and you see a spelling mistake in it, please let me know. Don't worry about hurting my feelings or anything like that. I'd rather know, and so I can rectify the problem. Um, but as we move into this first full week of October, I feel that there is this energy of us needing to just be present for ourselves. There's a lot of people around in my life that I know are feeling rather unwell, and so how can we just show up for ourselves without trying to push forward and go forward, because we have so many things we need to do. There's people we need to see. How about we set an intention for this week to just surrender into the moment, to show up for ourselves as we are, um, no conditions, no exceptions, just be there for ourselves in the moment. Externally, there's a lot. We're moving this week, we're moving towards our full moon in Aries. And if you'll recall from last week and even the week before, this full moon I've had a feeling about this full moon. There's something, um, it's Aries, and so that's the fiery sign of Aries. But it's more than that. I was feeling like there's something that's going to come to the forefront, something that is going to be revealed um, to all of us. And so, how do we remain calm and centered in the moment when what comes up maybe not maybe upsetting to us, and like we all know, there's a lot of stuff going on. I would say a lot of shenanigans going on worldwide that really seeks to distract us and really to have our attention here, there, and everywhere, and to have you and I debating one another about certain things, which is really kind of ridiculous and silly, considering that you and I are sisters and brothers, and that we are on the same team. We're seriously soul family, and we're not to be fighting one another. We are to be working together to shine light on things that aren't true. And those people that are ruling us, the ruling class, if you will, they call themselves the elites. I call them parasites. Those ruling class, they want us at odds with one another, because it makes it easier for them to slide in and do all the things that they do, and really, which is just to keep us distracted, and to keep us busy, whether it's having um, our nose in our phones, or um, nose to the mainstream news narrative. uh, get rid of it. Get outside in nature. Here, I'm so grateful to say it's a beautiful sunny day, although there are, now that I'm looking out the window, chemtrails in the sky. That's another thing. So we really, on planet Earth, on Mother Earth, it's important for us to know that we are in the midst of a spiritual battle, and we have been for a very long time. And all that means is that it's really important for each of us to stay in our heart space, to stay centered in the truth that we know. These next two cards really affirm that. We've got the faith card and the wisdom card. And this is what came out first. The wisdom card, which is a number 22, which is a master number. You and I are here on a path of mastery. And our walk of mastery is about healing our heart, uh, healing our human experience, so that we every day are experiencing the most joy that we can, even when things, even when things like your first book gets out there and it's got mistakes in it. It's still, instead of like beating myself up, which I really wanted to do, and cry, I could still cry a little bit thinking about it. I'm not going to, though. But instead of beating ourselves up about things, it's how can we make the best of each situation, and what can we do to rectify? Because it's not the end of the world, right? It's honestly, it's not the end of the world. And so how can we be more trusting of the wisdom in our own hearts? How can we continue to walk forward on our path, doing the right thing? And as I was starting to say, we are here on a spiritual journey. Once the meat suit dies, when we die, life goes on. And I know there's many people that want to live as if that's not the truth. And that's, I say good luck to you, because whether you believe it or not, it is divine truth for all of us. We are energetic beings, and in the human form, it is our most dense experience of our spiritual essence. And in the human form, we have all these layers of being human, all these layers of experience, right? We feel pain. If you smack me, I'm going to feel pain, right? And then we feel pleasure too. We hug someone, and the feel good endorphins are released, and it's pleasurable. We're intimate with someone, and the way our bodies are made, of course, it's a pleasurable experience. And so we came here to have the full on experience of being human. And within the full on experience of being human, we also are called to remember that we are spiritual beings that exist beyond the meat suit. And so surrendering in each moment, walking that path of mastery, and trusting. I love this card. Oh, look, and we've got, so both of these cards, if you reduce them, you generally don't reduce master numbers, but if we did, it would be 4. And then we've got the 31, which is 4. And this is really, I really see the divine feminine here. Faith is like a muscle, right? To grow in faith, we must act in faith. We must walk in faith, believe in ourselves, believe in God or consciousness, Mother, Father, God, Creator, Source. If you want to put your faith in a tomato, then, whatever. But really, it's about believing in ourselves. And I'm glad that this came out today. And I feel like it's a little bit of a message for me. Have faith, Lisa, that it's not the end of the world. There were typos in your first edition. And be grateful. And I am really grateful that I found them now before it became a #1 bestseller. And, all of this all these mistakes were out there. And mistakes are opportunities for us to, really opportunities for us to show ourselves self-love, to grow in love for ourselves and our humanness. And so I feel that this is what we're being asked this week. I also feel that this week we're really being encouraged to get out into nature. Here in my part of the world, we're in autumn now, and so we have all the colors are the trees are starting to change color, and it's a really beautiful time of year. Although it's been a little bit cold recently, today is a little bit warmer, and the sun is shining. So get out to nature, allow yourself. I love that this has got the full moon on it, worm moon. I wonder what moon that is, the worm moon. I'll have to look into that. I'll make a post on my Wisdom of the Heart page about that worm moon. But I really do, you see that full moon. So this, again, it's leading me back to this idea that there's something around this Aries full moon, which is on the 9th of October, which is next Sunday. Is it Sunday? Let me just have a look here. It is. Yes, it's next Sunday. Can you believe we're in October already? Where is 2022 gone? And how has 2022 been for you? Let's set the intention. Let's work together to really usher out the remainder of this year and into the new year on a much higher vibe. We are a soul tribe, and we are soul family. You and me, we are Team Humanity, and let's do the impossible. And here's another full moon. And this one's the blue moon. And so the blue moon is when you have two full moons in the same month. I don't even know if we've had a blue moon this year. Maybe not. Actually, I think the last time we had a blue moon, I said the next one was going to be somewhere in July or August of 2023. So I'll have to check on that. But, just as I'm saying, let's usher out this year on a really high vibe. Let's come together as a human tribe. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you do in the privacy of your bedroom or, in your home, as long as you're a decent human being and you're kind and loving to other human beings. We never know what someone else is going through. And there's too many people who hide away in their homes, afraid to allow themselves to be seen. We've all done it. I'm guilty of it as well. Just like the next person. It's really important, though, that we reach out, and because, I feel so sad when you hear, of someone who didn't feel like there was hope, or that they didn't feel there was anyone in their corner, and then they choose to not be a part of this experience anymore, because I'm pretty sure that those people who felt that there was no hope in life and then actually take the steps to end their life almost instantly realize, once they have transitioned to the other side, that, oh my gosh, like, what have I done? Because really, we've really, through generations again, we've really made this whole human experience much more complicated than it needs to be. So we got believe in the impossible. And then impossible, I'm possible, right? You are possible. And anything you can imagine is possible. This is really having me feel of, did it say it's a blue moon? Yeah, because I was going to say truth. I'm feeling Archangel Michael and his sword of truth. And I really feel like as we move towards the Aries full moon, I do believe there's going to be a truth revealed to us with the Aries full moon. And so how can we settle into a place of being accepting of the truth? Truth doesn't change because we don't like it, right? Truth and spiritual truth doesn't ever change, right? It evolves with us, and we evolve into the acceptance of the spiritual truths. So it doesn't matter if we like it or don't like it. Truth is truth, right? And a lie is still a lie if everybody believes it. And we have a lot of people. I don't hate to say it. It has to be said. There's a lot of people that are believing outright lies, and especially about the separation between you and I, and the idea that we were born to be slaves from cradle to grave, nose to the grindstone, and barely, people are barely able to keep themselves in a home at this stage of the game. We've gone so far offside. We've gone so far into the slave or beast system that, it's very challenging for people to keep a home. And then how the heck can you even focus on your family if all you're doing is running around just to make the bare necessities of keeping a roof over your head and hopefully some food in your fridge? It's deplorable. It's unacceptable. And so you and I together, we can come together and we can make the impossible possible. We can move forward in faith, knowing that we can shift this. It's up to us. It's not up to those who deem themselves the ruling class. It's up to you and I to shift this in our day-to-day experience. And it begins with conversations. It says, be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. I'm really feeling for some of you this week, there may be perhaps there was some miscommunication with a loved one during this Mercury retrograde period, and this is your sign to reach out to that loved one to clear the air. For some, I do feel like perhaps there's a love interest. How exciting. Perhaps there's a love interest and you're being encouraged to move forward. I do feel the essence and energy of unconditional love completely with this card from the time that it came out. It's just this real gentle feeling. And so I'm feeling guided to say, be gentle with yourself at this time and throughout this coming week. And the final two cards are the Hold Your Vision card, which is lovely. This is kind of how the moon looks right about now. And a personal issue reaches resolution. Cancer, full moon in Cancer, which has already passed. Whoa, it's coming. It's actually hasn't passed. It'll be like about 3 full moons away. And so we've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Yeah, so 4 full moons. It's Cancer full moon is usually around the New Year time. So perhaps some of you, perhaps this week a resolution is going to come in a miscommunication with someone in your life. And perhaps you are working towards a personal resolution as the year is wrapping up, as we're moving towards the end of the year. Again, this really feels like truth. The energy of Cancer is all about our emotions and what we show to the world. And, when I was saying there's a lot of people that choose, because it is a choice. We all have choices and everything. Choose to suffer alone. There's no need for anyone to suffer alone. We are not at a time, we can't rest on our laurels at this time. We can't sit at home and numb our pain away, because at the end of the day, we're still left with our pain. We are here. We are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, and we are here to heal in this lifetime. We are here to experience love, unconditional love. We are here to experience great joy in being, a playful girl or boy. And it's really time that we started, as we go through this week, as we come towards this full moon in Aries, and as we continue through the final 3 months of 2022, it's really important that we have some difficult conversations. As a society, we have been taught for about 50 years or so, maybe a little longer, not to have the tough conversations about things like religion and politics. And it's been to our detriment, because not having the tough conversations has got us to a point where we are indulging insanity. collective insanity, and it's a worldwide pandemic, and it's time that we started talking about it. And I trust that this week there is going to be something that's revealed to all of us, again, worldwide, that really opens our eyes and perhaps opens our heart. Like the Grinch, like his heart grew 3 sizes or whatever in that day. It's time for us to open our eyes, open our minds, and allow our hearts to open so that we can come together, you and I, as sisters and brothers of the light, children of God, children of earth. And let's experience our just desserts. And I'll take seconds and thirds, please. So, anyways, that's all for this Monday's musings, Moon Day's musings. I trust that something here touched your heart and perhaps put a smile on your face and had you giggling. And if not, come back maybe next week and maybe something then will. Until then, I look forward to connecting with you again. If you're interested in a 2023 reading, check the link below and get that booked. And if you book it before the end of the week, you will get the bonus of the final quarter of 2022. Those who have already booked, your final quarter 2022 will be to you by Wednesday. And Error Free, Playing in the Deep, will be back online by Friday. I'm going to say Friday. So volume 1 and 2 will be available for purchase on Amazon.com this coming Friday. So until next time, everyone, have yourselves a great week. I look forward to seeing you over on my social media pages. And I love you. I feel you. I see you. And I thank you for being in my life. Your presence is a gift. Until next time, take good care.